William Pierre Robert, August 1st, 1955 to October 29th, 2025, was more than just a radio disc jockey. He was the warm, soulful voice that carried Philadelphia's rock spirit for more than 4 decades. For 44 unforgettable years, he filled the airwaves of WMMR with his distinctive energy, humor, and love for music, creating a connection that stretched far beyond the speakers. To many, he wasn't simply a DJ, he was family, a trusted companion whose voice felt like home. A voice that defined generations. From 1981 until his passing in 2025, Pierre Robert became the most recognizable personality on WMMR, earning legendary status in the Philadelphia radio community. Known affectionately for his long hair, laid-back vibe, and easygoing hippie spirit, he brought authenticity and joy to every broadcast. Listeners adored the way he called them citizens, as though they were part of his own little musical world, and his signature greeting, "Great day in the morning," became a cherished part of local culture. In the American rock scene, Robert held a rare and respected place. Artists and bands saw him not only as a radio host, but as a true champion of rock music, a man who believed in its soul and lived by its rhythm. Many iconic rock musicians trusted him with interviews, stories, and moments they rarely shared elsewhere. By the time of his death, Pierre Robert had an estimated net worth of $15 million, though to him, his true wealth was measured not in money but in memories, music, and the countless lives he touched through his microphone. From the mountains to the microphone, early life. Born on August 1st, 1955, in Truckee, California, William Pierre Robert grew up surrounded by the free-spirited energy of the 1960s and 1970s. His fascination with sound, rhythm, and connection began early, a passion that would eventually lead him across the country and into the hearts of millions. Finding his frequency, early career. Robert's journey into broadcasting began in San Francisco at 94.9 KSAN FM, one of America's pioneering progressive rock stations. KSN embodied the free-form creativity and rebelliousness of the rock era, values that matched Pierre's own. However, when KSAN changed to a country format in the early 1980s, Pierre couldn't bring himself to conform. For a short while, he went by Will Robertson, reluctantly adapting to the station's new direction, though his soul longed for the electric pulse of rock. When fate called, he answered literally. A cross-country journey, and a twist of fate. Driving his 1970 Volkswagen van, affectionately named Minerva, with bald tires and boundless hope, Pierre made his way to Philadelphia. He initially applied for a position at WMR 93.3, sending in a demo tape that was, at first, rejected. Undeterred, he took a job at a scene, a health food store and vegetarian restaurant, embodying his peaceful, nature-loving lifestyle. One day, a palm reader on South Street told him, "You're going to get a letter very soon." And indeed, the prophecy came true. Waiting for him was a letter from Joe Bonadonna, the WMR station manager, offering him an opening at the station. In 1981, Pierre Robert began the adventure that would define the rest of his life. The soul of WMMR, a 44-year love affair with radio. Throughout his 4 decades on WMMR, Pierre held various time slots, mornings, overnights, and middays, eventually settling into his beloved 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift. His show wasn't bound by strict clocks. Instead, it flowed on what he affectionately called Pierre Standard Time. His broadcasts were rich with creative features that became beloved traditions among listeners. The Coffee Break Music Marathon energized mornings, while Pierre's planner guided fans through local concerts and rock happenings. The Workforce Blocks became a signature segment where he played 3 or 4 songs from a listener's favorite artist, always with care, enthusiasm, and a deep sense of community. The fun often began with Reginald the butler, who would ceremoniously ring a bell to start the lunchtime Workforce Blocks, a quirky, light-hearted ritual that perfectly captured Pierre's charm. A keeper of vinyl and a guardian of rock, Pierre Robert loved music in its purest form, the crackle of vinyl, the warmth of analog sound, the emotional connection between artist and listener. His Vinyl Cut segment became a tribute to that love, as he dug through WMMR's archives to share rare, classic tracks. Every Thanksgiving, fans eagerly tuned in to hear him play Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant, all 18 minutes and 20 seconds of it, a quirky and heartfelt tradition that mirrored his free-spirited nature. While most Philadelphians were devoted to their local sports teams, Pierre took a different path. He affectionately called every team the Boys in Blue, even when their colors didn't match, a running joke that became part of his legend. His lighthearted catchphrase, "Sports Up," usually delivered during his overlap with the Preston and Steve show, became another endearing quirk fans adored. A legacy of passion and positivity. In January 2024, more than 4 decades after joining WMMR, Pierre signed a new multi-year contract, a symbol of his unwavering dedication and the station's belief that his voice still mattered as much as ever. Even after decades on air, he radiated the same excitement as when he first cracked the mic in 1981. Pierre Robert's broadcasts weren't just shows, they were celebrations of life, laughter, and the universal language of rock. He created a space where everyone felt welcome, where nostalgia met new discovery, and where every song carried meaning. A peaceful farewell. On October 29, 2025, Philadelphia awoke to heartbreaking news. Pierre Robert had passed away at his home. He was found dead. He was 70 years old. The city that had embraced him for so long fell into a quiet, reflective rhythm that day. WMMR listeners, his citizens, flooded the airwaves with memories, gratitude, and tears. He had been the comforting voice during morning commutes, the friend who played your favorite track when life felt heavy, and the eternal optimist who reminded everyone to find joy in music and community. The spirit that plays on. Pierre Robert's story is not just about radio. It's about passion, perseverance, and love. From his humble beginnings in California to his legendary years in Philadelphia, he showed that authenticity and kindness could light up the airwaves as brightly as any song. Though his microphone may now be silent, his laughter, his warmth, and his unshakable belief in the power of rock music continue to echo across generations. Every citizen who tuned in still carries a piece of his spirit, a reminder that every day, no matter what, can still be a great day in the morning. Pierre Robert wasn't merely a DJ, he was a soundtrack to countless lives, and his melody will never fade.